But right now, I want to introduce you guys to Mr. Aaron Spears. Aaron Spears, how are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I can't complain, man. All is well.
This
All is well. How are you guys doing? You all
man,
right?
dude, I am fired up. We were talking before, during the break, and I was like, man, I'm amped up. I've had lots of caffeine. I'm ready to rock today, man. I'm ready to raise some funds and ready to talk to some super awesome people. So I'm really excited to have you. Aaron, on the break, we were talking about the way you got started in music. I mean, you played for some of the largest acts out there, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga. You've played with Britney Spears. You're doing the Masked Singer. Doing a lot of really cool stuff like that. But you actually got your start. What brought you into music was at church as at a very young age. Why don't you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah. So for me, church was just a really huge part of my upbringing. My parents were, very adamant about making sure that I was with them on Sunday mornings at church. And for me, church was cool because, the music that was there. There was bass, there was organ, and drums primarily. Sometimes there might be a guitarist there as well, but really like the trifecta of the organ, the bass, and the drums was pretty consistent. And for me, I just enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed just kind of vibing, with the energy of the band, along with the choir. It was just it was awesome. So growing up there and being able to see that on a weekly basis,
Right.
it really kind of made me feel like this is something that I am absolutely enjoying and wanting to, be a part of. I would be on the side just kind of air drumming
Right.
until they actually felt like I was able to maybe try to keep time. So
Wow.
it's really cool.
That is really cool. And what was it about the drums? Is it just the energy behind the drums that just kind of pulled you in, or was it the just the beat, the acoustic raw acoustic of drums?
I feel like it was the energy of the drums. I just was really uh, just kind of taken by it, watching the guy play and seeing how, there are moments where the music would just totally break and the drums would still kind of be the steady, keeping everything kind of moving and rocking. Just feeling that energy from that, and that stability, the foundation to me was just, I loved it so much.
And I also saw that you actually played your first song at just 5 years old. I remember, I got drumsticks for the first time at 5 years old. I think I was probably 8 when I played my first song all the way through. So I'm just trying to envision at 5, man. 5 years old.
Yeah.
What song was it that you played? And tell me about your drum set that you played on.
So I remember, it was such a big deal to me because before, I was able to play this tune by myself. I was I would have to sit on someone's lap, in order to be able to play. So, someone would kind of do the pedals, like the kick and also the hi hat, and I would just kind of play the stuff up on the top. But like I said, when I was around about five or so, I was able to kind of prop myself up against the stool and just kind of play. I don't remember what the song was. That was a long time ago. I'm an old man now, but
Dude,
it
no,
was.
you're not. I saw when you were born. I'm the old person on the call right now, man.
But it wasn't anything too complicated. But I think my dad, I think, even has the picture of it. Where I was just really really happy, man, really excited to be able to just kind of sit there and play and
Right.
and and vibe with the guys. It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember the first song I ever played on drums was "Heat of the Moment" by Asia, because it's just that
Oh
don't
wow.
don't don't don't,
Uh huh.
and it
Uh
was
huh.
sort of
Yep.
simple for me. I don't think I played any kind of hi hat because my drum set
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like a Sears
Yeah.
drum set at the time. And then I remember
Yeah.
writing out my first song. Do you remember actually writing out your first song? Did you ever have to do that?
No, no, I never had to do any. As a kid, everything we played was just really by ear, so it never really had to write anything out or it wasn't any of that. None of that stuff happened until like I want to say high school maybe. You
Right,
know,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
That was a lot of work writing all that stuff out, man. It's a
I'm
lot.
sure for sure.
So on the break, we were also talking about a little bit about what you've been doing this year because this year's so
Hmm.
different. You know, there's no touring happening or anything like that, but you've been able to keep busy with a few different things, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's been crazy because I've been working a lot with kind of getting my home recording studio together, which has been really great. And because of that, and just kind of being prepared, I recorded this season of The Masked Singer, which has been a lot of fun. Kind of recording these tunes. The songs are so random. I mean, they can be anything from like Baby Got Back to It's My Life, Bon Jovi. You know what I mean? So it's so funny to see how the tunes are just so diverse and just kind of having to be ready to play whatever's needed in the moment. But it's been a lot of fun. We just wrapped up all the recording and everything, and now the shows are they're taping. I think we're on week 2 right now,
Wow.
but this will go all the way through like Christmas time. So it's really cool, man.
That
It's
that
cool to be a part of something so cool.
Yeah, I mean that is like a really cool show. I caught it for the first time I think when Daughtry was on it. Chris
Yeah,
Daughtry, and
yeah, yep,
I remember because I was so excited because I actually guessed who it was because I love him, and I was like,
yeah.
"How could nobody know that voice, man?
No,
That is him!" You know, because it's just so distinct, and it's just I
so
have a thing
distinct.
about certain voices that I just love,
Hmm.
and he's one of them. The
Yeah,
guy from 6 a.m. is another, but that is such a
hmm,
unique show, and on the
yeah,
surface you would think, oh, this isn't gonna work, you know, because it's so out
yeah,
there and
yeah.
crazy, you know, you putting these
It
crazy outfits
is.
on, you know.
Yeah,
But I bet that's so
it's
fun to be
so
a part of that.
it's so funny because it's like, man. I mean, the costumes are so over the top, but when they actually sing, you can a lot of time. I mean, especially if it's a singer, you know who it is. Like, and it's crazy because the guest, the host, I'm sorry, the judges on the show, they make these assumptions of who it is. It's like, I can't believe that you don't know that that's Doc. You don't know that's Chris Daughtry. You don't hear that voice.
I know, it's
Or like
right.
another one that was on there was Dionne Warwick. It's
Uh-huh.
like her voice is unmistakable.
Right,
You
right.
don't know that's Dionne Warwick? Come on now,
I know when
really?
I heard some of the guesses from the judges for Daughtry, I was like, what's happening, man? It was so crazy, you
Yeah,
know, but that was
yeah,
again, that was
yeah,
one of my favorites for sure.
yeah.
So aside like before all this pandemic stuff happened,
Hmm.
what did you have a tour scheduled this year? Like a big
Yeah, I was actually supposed to be on tour with Lady Gaga this year,
Yeah.
but that just it all shut down.
Yeah.
The pandemic came,
Right.
and we just, everything is on hold. And talking to them now, I'm not even sure when things will pick up
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to possibly do some promo stuff with another artist. I'm just waiting to find out if that's actually something that's if it's really happening or not.
Right. Right.
They reached out to ask me if I was available, and we're talking now to see if it's some things that it can actually happen the
Right.
way that they wanted to. But it's music wise, man. For me, it's very very quiet right now. Very
Yeah.
extremely quiet, and it's
Yeah.
it's because everyone just wants to be safe, and everyone wants to make sure that things are what they're supposed to be before just kind of jumping out there, which I totally understand and respect it.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a scary year for sure, but it's been tough. I've had so many friends that are like, "Oh, I had tickets to this, I had tickets to that," and everything, you
Hmm.
know, just falling through. And it's been tough on the music community, and it's people don't realize it, but it's tough on nonprofits too because,
Oh yeah.
so many people have lost their jobs or businesses have closed, so there's just not as
Hmm.
much money to be donated as there was in the past. So we're
So
super
true.
thankful right now because I mean we're over $45,000 in fundraise for Drummathon. We're trying to hit our
Mm,
$50,000 goal, and I really think
that's
it's
awesome.
attainable. And we're just so blessed to have you involved and all these folks involved that are able to donate still throughout these crazy times. So it's really nice to have everybody pull together for nonprofits during this time as well.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of different
Okay.
nonprofits going online right now. So it's pretty cool that we're, adapting and transforming to this new way of life through the Zoom and everything. And
Yeah, that's it's such a beautiful thing, man, to see the way that the adjustments are being made, to accommodate the new normal. Like I've never Zoomed or video conference this much in my life, and it's great to see that the communication is still there. People are still, able to be able to reach out and touch each other, be able to see a smiling face on the other side of the line is it's fantastic. It's really cool, and I'm really thankful to be able to meet with you guys like this, and hopefully, share a smile and some encouraging words as we just kind of move along through the rest of this year.
Yeah, and no doubt. I mean, that's the thing is we are given a lot of new opportunities to be able to connect like this. A lot of folks that we normally have come to Drummathon, you have to take 2 days out of your schedule to come to Drummathon when it's in person.
Hmm.
But to be able to
Yeah,
take, I think we did a 30-minute trial run earlier this week, and we're going to hang
yeah,
out for 30 minutes today. So it's just an hour of your time, and it's less impactful to your schedule and being so busy like you normally are. You'd be able to
yeah.
catch you and do this and be able to chat. But I want to put it out there right now to those people watching. If you guys have any questions for Aaron, be sure and pop those into the comments. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
My pleasure.
One of the
Yeah.
things I always think about when I talk to folks like you that play such big shows, huge arenas with, I mean, like the most amount of people that you could possibly have. I mean, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande. I mean, that's going to be some big shows. Can you tell us like a favorite moment that just comes to mind? It doesn't have to be with one of those artists, but just in your drumming career.
Man, I think for me, one of my favorite moments was when we played the One Love Manchester with Ariana Grande. Um, this was after the bombing that happened in Manchester, and we went back to the city of Manchester and played outdoors in front of, I want to say, maybe like 75, maybe 80,000 people. Then it was also televised, and it was also simulcast on YouTube. And I think for me, that moment was so incredible and impactful because after this tragedy happened, that was, so devastating and chaotic and so hurtful, the people really banded together to show their strength and show their unity and show love for one another, to be able to say, no matter what, we're going to be here for each other. We're going to rock with each other. We're going to show love to each other. And it was just such a very, very magical, empowering moment. I think that to me probably sticks out. Um, Most recent, like the last couple of years, probably one of the most enjoyable for me, definitely.
Yeah, that's incredible. What reach? I mean, to that many people. And then plus,
Hmm.
when you're talking about that, I was thinking about how, music really unites people in a lot of ways. And
It
to be
does.
able to be together in a moment like that where you
Hmm.
you are united, those are some really powerful moments. I know,
Yeah.
I play some gigs, nothing like that, but there's sometimes you have that just your heart just feels so full, and
Hmm.
that's just a
Yep. Absolutely.
magical moment. We do have a question actually from Lynn Bartnett. She says, Aaron, tell us about while playing with Usher at the 2005 Grammys. Your special guest was James Brown. What amazing experience.
Yes.
Any special memories from that performance?
Man, I will tell you, not necessarily from I mean, the performance was special, because first of all, it's the Grammys, and you're there in front of, you know all the musicians that you have in your CD collection. They are there. You look over and you see Herbie Hancock is there. Or you look
Wow.
over this side and you see, ah, the guys from Guns N' Roses are here. Okay, you look over. I mean, it's just, it's music's biggest
Wow.
night.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody that's doing anything in music is there. So that performance in itself, to be able to perform in front of these iconic musical figures
Right.
was absolutely incredible.
I can't even imagine.
Um,
Wow.
but it was incredible and nerve wracking. But I will say, before that even happened,
Mhm.
um, the rehearsals, the very first rehearsal that we had when Mr. Brown came to rehearsal was extremely intimidating.
I can't
So
imagine.
many people know about how much of a stickler he is as far as music and what it needs to be, and how in his mind this is what it is. There's only one way, his way. So you have all these things in your mind, and we're sitting there, we're rehearsing, um, and I'll never forget. We're in this huge it's I don't want to. It's not. We're in like this huge warehouse recording studio, but I mean this place is huge. The doors to get into this place are probably about, I want to say, maybe 20, 30 feet tall. Two big massive doors to bring the gear and stuff in. And I'll never forget, as we are rehearsing, these doors open up. Not just one door, but both doors open. And kind of in the distance you see like this figure kind of walking through the doors, but because the light was coming through, you
Right?
couldn't really make out who it was.
Uh-huh.
And as the person starts getting closer and closer, you start to see, oh my God, that's James Brown.
You're
James
like,
Brown's
whoa.
walking into
It was
town.
like, yeah, I can imagine like the doors just floop and then the light, and
you
I
know
can envision the whole
uh
thing. It's just like, I mean, what an
man, and
entrance, even just to wow, that's crazy.
just that totally killed it. We everything stopped when we figured out it was him.
Right,
Everything stopped, and he came in and he spoke to everybody. He was super kind.
right.
And then he says, all right, gentlemen, let me hear the song. Let me hear it. So we start playing, and we start playing Sex Machine. And he goes from person to person and tells them what they are doing wrong. He starts with the guitar
No!
player. He
Oh
tells him
no!
like, "Yeah, this is good, but this ain't
Yeah,
it.
but yeah, you got to get over here and yep,
It got to, yeah, it's got to be this." And he goes to the bass. The bass, oh, the tone
right.
ain't right. It's got to be. Then he goes to the keyboard. This one chord you're doing ain't right. Then he looks over at me and he starts walking in my direction, and my heart is beating. I mean, it's beating out of my chest. And he walks over and he stands behind me and he says, "Drummer, you all right?" And I just could not. I mean, I was so happy and so thankful that he thought that what I was playing, it met his standards, And then from there, we ran the song a few times. He felt great, and then we played it on the Grammys, and it's history. So that was
Wow. I
such a
can't even
really
imagine
cool
sitting
moment.
there like you said, where you're like waiting. He's walking over to you, and you're just like, I think I
This
might want to get sick at that point in my
Listen,
life, dude.
I'm gonna tell you
Uh,
the anticipation to see him go from person to person and
right.
know that he's going to
He's
say
heading for me.
me.
He's heading for me. Oh
It's
crap.
just like,
Oh my god,
oh
dude.
God, what's about to happen?
Yeah, no
Oh,
doubt. Well, I saw that we had a couple of more questions come in. I know we only have about 4 minutes left, so I'm going to try to get a couple of them in real quick. Aaron, sorry if
okay,
that
cool.
feels a little rushed. I just want to
No
make
worries,
sure
no
these
worries.
folks are here. So Sean
Let's get
Messick
it.
had a question. He says,
Hmm.
"Aaron, so you feel doing virtual drumming is more intimate as far as how many folks you reach as opposed to a big group in a stadium?" He's just asking if you
Yeah, I do think so because I mean, it's so much more intimate when it's literally just kind of like you and your group of people. It's the same thing for me with with clinics as opposed to doing a drum clinic, even a live drum clinic as opposed to playing in an arena. The people that are in the arena, out of the 20,000 people that are there may be 10 or 15 people that are there because they want to see me play.
right.
um, but it's totally different at a clinic because those people are there specifically because they want to understand what I do, or they want to
Right.
hear my perspective. So it's a totally different thing. And even like live online, is that's the magnifying glass is out even more,
Oh no,
so
yeah,
it
I
is a
know. Yeah.
much more intimate thing for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like we have a question from Michael Javier. He says, tell us some artists you would really like to work with and why."
Man, there's a list, dude. I For me, I always want to play with an artist who really respects the music and has music that really connects with people. So as much as I love, like, I love playing with um, all the artists that I've been fortunate to play with at this particular point, you know, I would really enjoy playing with an artist like Sting. I would really enjoy playing with an artist like John Mayer. Like those guys, they like to jam, like they like to play
Right.
music, where it's just it's not about anything. It's not about anything else. It's just for them. There's no dancing. There's no the lights and the screens. It's not so much of a production.
Right.
So if I had the opportunity to do that, I definitely would. And like I said, not to take away from the other stuff, because I totally love that too. Like it's so awesome to be able to be a part of that. To be, to see my kick drum, uh, like also correspond with the lights on the screen.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
Right.
it's
Like that, just
it's
the whole
it's such
production of it and everything. Yeah.
it's such an incredible, interesting world. But I would love to be able to venture also into that other side as well,
Yeah.
where it's just 5 or 6 guys on the stage, just jamming. I would love that.
Man, those are some great artists that you mentioned, and Sting would be amazing. I can't.
Oh
Yeah, all
man,
that stuff
I
would
love
be
his
really
music so
cool.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing
for
stuff.
sure.
Well, it looks like we're ending our time here, Aaron. We're at the
Okay.
at the end of our little hangout, but I cannot thank you enough, man. You've been just a pleasure to chat with, and it just means the world to me and all of us at Breast Cancer Can Stick It that you've joined today to help us raise funds to fight breast cancer, and just trust
Man,
that
my
that
pleasure.
your being here is raising funds and making a difference. I just want you to know that it really means a lot to me, man. Really does, and
I
and
appreciate I
thank you for your
appreciate you
time
guys.
too. Yeah, man, totally. And let's do it again
Okay.
sometime, and maybe we'll get you here in person one year and
Let's do
and
it in
chill out. I
person.
know,
I'm
right?
with
Let's
that.
let's slam down some
Yes,
beats together. Come on, you know?
for sure.
That'd
Let's
be
do it. I'm
awesome,
with you.
man. Thank you so
I'm
much,
with you.
Aaron. You have yourself a great day. We'll
Anytime.
talk really
All
soon.
right, you do the same.
Take
All
care,
right, you
man.
take care.
All right.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, guys, that was Aaron Spears. He's freaking amazing. I'm so excited that he was able to join today, man. It's super cool. Super cool to have him.